Willie, what's the
Right.
all black main event in 2 years? You said it's gonna be all black main event. What's
No,
going?
in the next 10 years. I don't think it's
Oh,
gonna
you
be.
said 10.
Yeah,
I thought you said
I
2.
don't think we expediting civil rights that much in wrestling to that extent.
Hey.
We getting
Who
there
is
though.
gonna be in the main event in
Yeah,
the next 2 to 3 years though, for
yeah,
sure.
yeah. Minimum 5 years. Yeah, 5 years tops before he's in it. Like, yeah, he's gonna
Yeah,
be in within the next 5 years.
I agree with that. I agree with that. I agree with that. But for all my people who still watch wrestling, I felt like I haven't given this intro in a very long time. But for all my people who still watch wrestling, welcome to episode 68 of Yes, We Still Watch Wrestling.
Yeah.
I'm Steve Dent. Chili is here. Shaq is here, man. We back for another episode. So, fellas, we gon' warm up with this real quick. So, I was thinking about. I was watching the IG reel. I forgot. It might have been Alan Owens. I can't remember who it was, but they was talking about Chelsea Green and how they feel like at this point in her career, they don't understand why she's beyond the point of being that superstar that puts other superstars over. They feel like she deserves like a women's championship reign, like a world heavyweight title reign. And I was thinking about the other belts and like who should be next for those belts. So here's what we about to do. We're gonna run through all the titles in WWE, and the next time we're gonna do AEW. But for today, we're gonna do WWE. And I'm gonna give you all the titles, and I want you guys to tell me who, if you was in that booking room, who would you pitch the idea of being the next of whatever title this is? Who should be up next? All right. All right. So first, the women's IC title. Who should be next?
Lash.
IC. So that means Raw. We're talking
Oh,
about
Raw.
Raw.
Shit. Who's on Raw?
Because just because AJ Lee about to compete for the belt doesn't mean she's gonna win, and doesn't mean she should be next. So
I'm trying to think who's on Raw.
Low hanging fruit, I'm gonna think about, but I don't know how good her run would be. Mia Yim, Mi Chin.
she on SmackDown, ain't she?
Damn, you might be right.
I think she on
Natty,
SmackDown.
give me Natty. Fuck, give me Natty. They didn't give me
Yeah, I like Natty's
Maxine
new
Dupree.
I like
Give me
Natty's new character.
Natty
I'm
hasn't
not-
had a title run in ages.
She don't need more.
Talking about the boat, whatever. What she calls a gloat or boat.
When I talk about Natty, I don't want her. I don't want us to blow up and then she go back and she look at these videos. I'm not a Natty hater. She's a hell of a wrestler. She's just the most boring hell of a wrestler I've ever seen in my life, man. I've never been invested in any of her characters. Even this one, man, look like a Ronda Rousey knockoff, man. But anyway, I'm not if Ace, because here's how I look at the IC and the US title, right? I think those are workhorse championships. And I think whoever the champion need to be there week to week, putting on matches week to week. That's why the men's US title is honestly one of the best title reigns going on in WWE right now, because every week you have something great to look forward to. And even if it's a situation where it's repeat matches, those repeat matches are going to be the highlight of the show. Like, people don't have a problem seeing Mello and Ilja three times in a month because they're gonna put on bangers 3 times in a month. To Willie's point from last week, when we watch these WWE programs, we lucky to get a banger of a match. You know what I'm saying? We getting 5 matches or whatnot, so we'll take that. So I'm
What about Bailey?
I was thinking Bailey for sure.
Bailey.
Bailey, and I think Bailey, a rivalry with Bailey and Becky would be dope post Mania. I would say Bailey or somebody like a Kyrie Zane or even Oscar. Whoever can put on, great matches, you know what I'm saying? So Bailey, the Kyrie Zane, but I would say Kyrie Zane for sure. But I wouldn't be opposed to Bailey either. All right, the men's IC title. Who should be next?
Men's IC.
So we talking about Raw. I would tell you who I'm thinking.
Go ahead, who you thinking? Who you thinking?
The man that Dom should fight at Mania, Finn Balor.
And
I think Finn, because he's not going to win a world heavyweight title anytime soon. So you give him a belt. You kind of do like you did with Sammy, right? With Sammy, he had the US title for a little bit, kind of to remind people of what he can be. You know what I'm saying? And you do that with Finn. Like, put the IC title on him. Let him do what Mello and them are doing on SmackDown to have banger matches week after week after week after week to remind people who he is. And then, you know what I'm saying, you put somebody else over when he eventually loses, and then you could catapult him to that main event scene. So I think Dom should lose a Finn. That's my pick.
I can see that. I like Finn. Other option
I
for me
like-
would be the original El Grande Americano. Chad, give my boy Chad Gable that belt, man. They need to reestablish him. You know what I mean? Because El Grande Americano has just taken it and ran with it, and it's really his
Ran with
shtick
it.
now. You know what I mean?
Ran with it.
You lost Shaq for a sec, but you know, the original one, I think they need to do something with him before the current El Grande, you know, eviscerates it for good and it stays his.
Even though I stand by what I said, man, they at this point, Tyler Bate and Pete Dunne need to sue for defamation or something. 'Cause this is crazy. They got them out there salsa dancing and stuff like that.
What about
They
on Theory?
You said what?
Austin Theory.
Oh, that's for you?
Theory, that would be dope. That would be dope.
Theory needs another title run, man, to redeem his US one and whatnot. So
Now, does Chad win it as the original Grande Americano, or does he win it as Chad Gable?
I think like either he wins it as, I can see either one. Like if they want to, like if he wins it as El Grande, like that means one of the other one has to go. And I think they need to keep Ludwig as El Grande, and maybe original El Grande loses to I don't know, Ludwig.
Yeah.
And then he comes back as Chad and beats El Grande.
Okay, I like that.
think
I like
that
the
would be
booking. I
okay.
like it.
I like it. What y'all think? Just a quick idea. What y'all think if he does, let's say the original Grande Americano like wins this match versus match, and we find out, of course, there's Ludwig or whatever, Ludwig Kaiser or whatever. What do y'all think about him reestablishing Imperium but being the leader and then having Pete Dunne and Tyler Bate by his side?
It wouldn't hit the same.
It wouldn't hit the same without Gunther.
Yeah.
Okay, I can see that. I can see
But
that.
they need to keep Ludwig. Chad is going to lose that match. They need to keep Ludwig because, like, the shtick with Chad as Americano was cool before he got injured, because eventually he knew he was going to lose the mask. He wasn't going to do that. Ludwig is making so much money for them in AAA. Like, they have no choice but to keep him as El Grande. They have no choice.
Once that AAA event came out, that Fatal 4-Way, he came out there singing that song in Spanish. Ball game. It was ball game after.
You can speak Spanish for real. Oh, boy.
That was ball game. Ball game. All right, the women's U.S. title. Who should be next?
That's on SmackDown.
SmackDown.
SmackDown, but I'm gonna say this. I'm gonna say this because they teased this rivalry, and I'm praying that it happens, yo. It should be Io. They teased Io versus Julia having a rivalry. And I don't know what they're going to do with the women's tag team championships. Eventually, one of them is going to turn on the other, right? They're not a true tag team. So we see that happening a mile away. But if you're going to have that rivalry, it might be Io. You know what I'm saying? She'll be a good name for it. I just don't want to see Chelsea Green winning again, because I kind of agree with the dude when he said that Chelsea Green should be in that main event title scene. I think it's time. I think she's over. I think enough people support that. And she charismatic and creative enough to have an actual memorable championship reign. So I just don't want to see Chelsea again.
Lash.
Okay.
Give me Alexa.
Okay. I like Lash.
Lash or Jordan Grace.
I like Lash. I actually changed I like that. I like Lash. You're right. I like Lash. All right. Men's U.S. title. I'm going to go Johnny Gargano.
His days are numbered.
Once again, another workhorse that can do the same thing that they're doing right now. You look forward to them having match of the week. You say who?
Ray Phoenix.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
You need something to do. Yeah.
Yeah, until they get a Lucha Bro together, you need something to keep him legitimate. You know, he had a great match with Trick. You know, you can tell they're trying to get him up there with Penta eventually, but I think the will probably be getting that U.S. title and then letting him do his own U.S. Open Challenge.
Penta's somebody that could be the next IC champ for real. You know what I'm saying? So we gotta watch that. Women's tag team. This is tough, but women's tag team titles. I know though. Shout out to the inspiration for debuting on AEW, man. That was dope. Yeah, so shout out to them, man. But yeah, women's tag team titles. This is tough.
Yeah.
This is tough. I don't know.
Put it on Nia and Lash. Sure.
I don't know.
Nah, give me one of them. Give me one of them NXT teams, man. Give me one of them NXT women tag teams.
Okay, we could roll with that.
Any of them, don't matter.
I'll roll with you, Willie, on that.
Make women's tag team wrestling great again, man.
Men's tag team titles, I'm going, if the Usos have to lose, I want them to have another long rank. I think they highlight the tag titles week to week just by them carrying it. But if they have to lose, the Lucha Bros for the men's tag team titles.
They're not a tag team yet, fellas.
It's so frustrating, man. They've had that waiting there, man. That triple threat tag team match, Lucha Bros, New Day, and the Usos. It's fucking waiting there to make them so much money at WrestleMania. A damn ladder match. Oh my God.
They said Xavier Woods hurt. I'm hoping he's healthy before Mania. You know what I'm saying? But even if we can't get the triple threat, Usos versus Lucha Bros at Mania is enough. That's enough. That's more than enough, actually. That's what I'm saying, Lucha Bros. I'm hoping that we get that match, man. It's right there. It's right there, man. They ain't got nothing else going on. It's right there. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, Shaq, who you got?
Give me some combination of division, Bronson and Logan.
Okay.
Give me some combination of division.
All right. Okay. All right. And then to the big dog championships, we're gonna go with the women's world heavyweight championship first. So Stephanie McCare is the current champion on Raw. Who should be the next women's world heavyweight champion?
Well, they trying to force Stephanie McCare down our damn throats, man. They trying to get her ass over.
I told y'all this.
Bro, we are cooked, bro.
I'm glad they just let her speak in Spanish last night.
Yeah, for real, man. Forget it, man.
Yeah,
I'll be fine. Just give her subtitles and let her speak fire shit in Spanish.
Let her speak in Spanish. They do it for Oscars.
They ain't give no subtitles for Oscar. Let her go out there and talk her shit.
Just start talking. People don't understand nothing.
Yeah. But who you say, Shaq?
Liv.
Okay. Who you got with? I got Liv too.
Yeah, Liv. Put the belt back.
Yeah.
Always right with women's wrestling when Liv had the belt.
Yep. And then the men's world heavyweight championship. I mean, we all got Roman Reigns, so we could skip that. We all know it should be the Tribal Chief. We all know it should be the Tribal Chief. We all know it should be the Tribal Chief.
Pardon?
Who do you have, Shaq? Who's to be the next men's world heavyweight champ, Shaq?
Sami Zayn.
He ain't on Raw. He on SmackDown.
He gets the title. Sami Zayn. Whatever show he on, he gets the title. Sami Zayn.
You cut a rant 3 weeks ago talking about your wish list is that people stick with their own brands. You just said that.
I said whatever show he on. Whatever show he on.
Oh, so you want him to be the next WWE champ? Okay, all right, fair enough. And then we'll do WWE champ since we on it. For women's, I would say Bianca. I think they saying that she had another surgery yesterday. They're looking for her to come back right after Mania. So I'm gonna say Bianca. I'm gonna say Jay beats whoever at Mania, saves that rivalry for after Mania, and it's Bianca. And then for the men, WWE champs would be Jacob Fatu. Who you got?
I got Jacob and I got Bianca as well.
Jacob's fine.
Word.
I have no issue with Jacob. Yeah.
That's a bet. So other thing we got, because like I said, we got a short show for the night. There's one topic, and this might take a little bit longer. I want us to expound on this, and I'm gonna tell y'all where I'm going with this. I'm gonna set this up with context, and we're gonna get this down. Break this down. So one thing we do as a podcast, like, you know what I'm saying, we analysts, so to speak. Like we're week to week. Why you laughing, man?
Because I'm fucking childish. Yo, that's why.
You don't try to. Never. I ain't gonna say that.
Because I'm childish. That's why.
But we try to break this down. So, no, week to week, we analytical. Like we break down what's going on in wrestling, give our opinions and so forth. Right? Willie says something that's been sticking out for us week to week, and that's the fact that, you know what I'm saying, you got AEW is gonna be around for a long time because they got their demographic for the people who absolutely love wrestling, right? What Daniel Bryan say when he went over to AEW? I just want to effing wrestle, right? So when people who love like the wrestling, not really big on the production, they want to see high quality matches. You got AEW, and then for the people who want to see the production, the stories, and things like that, go to WWE. But WWE is more so of a family friendly program, whereas AEW is not, right? So I was covering for y'all that know by now. Me and Shaq are teachers, and I was covering for one of my homies' class. And I was sitting down with one of the young boys, and he watches a podcast. Shout out to John, man. Love you, man. Appreciate the
What up,
support,
John?
bro.
What up, my boy?
What up,
And
John?
me and
Don't
him
know
was
you.
chopping it.
What up?
And he was like, "Yo, you really feel like Roman was the right choice to win the Rumble?" And I was like, "Hell yeah!" And then we was kind of talking about that or whatnot, right? And he had mentioned something. He was like, "Yo, like." I want, he said, I just want to see the Shield get together one more time. And I was like, bro, don't nobody want to see that no more, man. Shield is done. He was like, what you talking about? That's my childhood. And I was like, hold up. I said, how?
I
I
said,
said,
boy,
how old?
I don't know what you're talking
Yeah.
about, man.
I said,
A
yeah. I
whole
said, how old?
collective, like he just said.
Yeah, I said, how old were you again? And he told me his age, and I looked it up. I said, dog, I said, dang. He said, yeah, that was my introduction to wrestling. He said, that year when the Shield took off, and then when he betrayed them, he said, that's my introduction to wrestling. He was 6 years old. And I was like, oh, shoot, like that really is your childhood, right? So it's like when they kept bringing back DX and all this other stuff. And then add another layer to it. So I'm watching Cody Rhodes podcast, what you want to talk about, and he had Jey Uso up there. And Jey Uso, he was talking about how, like, you know, they just voted him the most overrated wrestler and stuff like that. And he was on the podcast. He was like, look, man, he said, I hear what y'all say about me. I feel like, he said, I know I'm him though, but he said, I don't even worry about, he said, ever since I lost the championship and all that stuff happened and the people been saying what they've been saying, he said, I don't even worry about the adults no more. I focus on the kids. Cause he said, that's what our product is for. Our product is for the kids. So that's why you see me put an emphasis week to week on pointing out kids in the crowd and eating with them and stuff like that. Right. So I set all that up to say, we as podcasters, not just as I'm talking about everybody, right? When we break down what we would like to see, especially I'm specifically talking about WWE because they're a family friendly program. What I'm about to say does not apply to AEW, right? Because AEW technically, for the stuff that we complain about with WWE, AEW technically gives us that. So I'm not talking about AEW, but strictly for WWE, when we talk about what we would like to see, what should happen, the storylines, the champions, and stuff like that. Do we have to keep a reminder of not only should it be a balance of what we want, but it should also be about what the kids are looking for too? Or should there not be a balance? Should we just voice our piece on what we want and just let it go from there? Like, how do y'all feel about the gap? Because I feel like there's a gap now between what the new generation and the kids want and what we want as adults in WWE. So how do y'all feel about that? Willie, I'm gonna let you go first.
You voice what you want, first and foremost, but I think you should understand you're voicing it from a place of like your opinion doesn't matter, but it does matter. And both statements are true.
Yeah.
When it comes to that, like, yeah, you know, they care about your opinion, but again, your opinion making them millions upon millions of dollars, like again, you have that same logic goes with why John Cena, you know what I mean, it's John Cena, why he was what he was. And I just want to make a quick comment about your homeboy. And I'm gonna compare that to the Paul George. I don't know who his microphone is doing that, but the Paul George comparison to like that group, that generation that swears by Paul George. I don't know whose stuff that is.
Yeah, feedback, fellas.
Yeah, I'm hearing that too from someone's side, unless you have like your speaker doing something. But the same way.
Yeah, I sit here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It might be me. All right, what about now?
Yo. I think I can hear it. I don't know what that test.
Yo.
I
thought I heard it.
I hear it.
You sit here, chat?
Yeah.
It's like a loud feedback.
Maybe if I talk quiet and then speak up, can y'all hear me still?
Yeah, I hear you.
Yeah, I can hear you.
I was speaking a little louder, but
I can't hear it at all, so I'm assuming
what I
it's me.
was saying was just about how there's that generation of kids that swear Paul George is like the greatest of all time. And we look at them like, are you fucking stupid? Like, what are you
Right.
talking about? It's the same principle behind like that generation of kids that swear by, they want the Shield, they love John Cena. And you're like, what? Have you seen Shawn Michaels, The Undertaker, any of the other greats like wrestle before? You know what I mean? And again, it's like that's not what they grew up idolizing and envisioning and seeing as they, progress through their wrestling history. It's the same way, you know what I mean? Why they desire those kind of things.
Gotcha.
That makes
Gotcha. Where you at?
sense.
Yeah. That
I
part.
mean,
Nah, go ahead,
so
Chad.
like yes and no, because when you do opinion pieces or think pieces, us as podcasters or wrestling analysts, I like to call us, of course, we're going to speak from our perspective, right? We say, this is what I feel. This is what I would want. We're not thinking about anybody else. When you're trying to be persuasive, you're talking about trying to convince people what you want them to do. Not that, oh, let me listen to y'all and then let me form my opinion. No, this is what I feel about it. And everybody does that. Everybody feels this is what the team should do. This is what the Giants should do in the draft. This is what the Cowboys should do in the draft. This is what Jerry Jones should do. That's not having no feelings on what Jerry Jones thinks he's going to do or what he know he's going to do. See what I'm saying? It's all about what you feel and how you carry it and what your thought process is.
So for those of you who have watched Unreal, if you pay attention to Unreal, one thing is very clear. They could care them. I was just talking about them in the booking rooms, right? They care less about what us say as podcasters. They're paying attention to the audience. It's the same reason why they brought Goldberg back all those times, and we got on this podcast, and other people got on their podcast. Like, why are they bringing all the old heads back? Same reason why they keep bringing Brock Lesnar back when people go online and bash him for their decision. But if you go back and you listen to that pop for him at SummerSlam is one of the loudest pops of the year, if not the loudest pop of the year. They're listening for the audience. It's why they were so mad with LA Knight about the finish in the Money in the Bank match, because they wanted that crowd reaction. They wanted a different reaction from the crowd, and they felt like they didn't get that. So that's the number one thing they're paying attention to. As long as they keep yeeting week to week in that crowd and going crazy, then they're gonna keep pushing Jey Uso whether we like it or not. As long as, you know what I'm saying, they keep popping for Brock Lesnar every time he returned, they're gonna keep bringing him back regardless of who feels a certain type of way with it. So that's the number one thing they're looking for is the crowd and their reaction and stuff like that. I agree with y'all. I feel like we should speak our piece in regards to what we want, and the kids, you know what I'm saying? These days, the kids got their own streaming platform, so they can voice their opinion on what they want to see and stuff like that, and then go from there. But the loudest thing, the loudest reaction, that's why I remember one time when the Hurt Business was in WWE and they was kind of like not using them or whatever. And somebody had commented on MVP post that they was going to stop buying the shirts, like as a protest. And MVP was like, nah, don't do that. Like the more merch y'all buy, like that forces them to pay attention. It forces them to put us in the spotlight. You know what I mean? So what goes on in the shows is going to be the number one factor. And when you get to them shows, like it's a balance between what the kids want and what we want. You know what I'm saying? So I think we do got to continue to bridge that gap. You know what I'm saying? It's a difference between like analytically breaking down stuff, and then you had somebody like, to give you an example, like Santee Zap went off because Brock Lesnar got eliminated during Jey Uso's entrance. Whereas we might look at it like, yeah, dang, that's Brock Lesnar. Like they should have showed him getting eliminated. You know what I'm saying? They just showed him on the ground. The kids do not care about Brock Lesnar getting eliminated. The kids, they want to continue to eat. You know what I'm saying? Like I told y'all, Hendricks was so mad when that session got cut off Monday night when Paul Heyman come out. He looked at me like, Daddy, what's going on? Daddy, what's going on? So yeah, it gotta be a balance. But everybody just continue to voice. But just know when they are paying attention to the live crowds and the live reactions, man. If y'all don't want something to happen, do the opposite. Don't buy the merch. Boo in the audience or whatever, right? The only time, if we really think about it, the only time the crowd turned on somebody and it took them years to actually listen, was Roman Reigns. They booed Roman Reigns every night for like 3 years in a row, dog. Like, it was bad. It was bad, yo. I remember being at WrestleMania 33 with y'all, like, yo, like, I don't think I've ever heard somebody get booed this loud in my life, yo. And they would not change his character,
The
man.
Rock couldn't even save him.
The
Yeah.
Rock couldn't save him, and it took for him to go to the lab and like completely change his character. And I think that's part of the reason why so many people love Roman now is because they hated his old character or whatever. So yeah, man, that's where I'm at with it, man. I was just thinking about that. Once again, shout out to John, man, for putting that in perspective, man. To all of y'all who grew up with the Seal. I would love to know, and maybe we could do that survey one day, like what's like their top childhood moments, like, you know what I mean? Cause they low key in that area of wrestling where some of us took a break, like with the Shield, and you know what I'm saying? Like a lot of them probably love Roman Reigns while we hated Roman Reigns, you know what I'm saying? Stuff like that. I would love to know like what's their like best childhood moments, or what's their top matches like. Because if you look at it from that time frame, they did from WrestleMania 31 to like now.
Yeah.
Now, like, is that outside the bloodline? Is that really
To
peak?
us, that's the dark ages. Like, God,
Yeah,
like,
that's what I'm saying.
I'm so glad I took
Yeah.
a break during
That's the
that
dark,
time.
yeah, that is
I'm
the
so
dark
glad
age.
I was in
Right,
college
yeah.
losing my mind. Like, oh my
That's when
God.
it was bad. Yeah, it was
My
bad. Yeah.
God. You know what I mean? But for them, it's probably like, oh my God, it's the greatest time ever.
Think
So
about it.
that's
That's
WrestleMania,
when I
I think we
started
talked.
watching more indies and like New Japan and stuff like that.
Yeah, so you go from literally like WrestleMania 31 was good, but 32 was bad. 33, even though we was there, I told somebody live in person, it didn't feel like it was a bad Mania. But when you go back and watch
It was
it,
yeah,
bad.
hindsight, dog shit.
Yeah,
it was a
it was
bad Mania.
bad.
And it might have just
Waste
been
of
'cause it
our
was our
money,
first Mania. Yeah, yeah. Thank God tickets were like $600 back
Yeah,
then.
dude.
right?
WrestleMania 34, another subpar Mania. Is that the one where Shinsuke lost to AJ? 34? Was that 34? In New
Yeah.
Orleans?
That was New Orleans. Yeah.
Yeah, that's when Shinsuke lost to AJ. 35. 35 was a good Mania, but it won't epic. But I mean, you got the Kofi Mania moment that'll live on forever. 36. 36 was the COVID Mania. 37. 37 was the one where they came back for Tampa. That was actually a decent Mania. I give it that props because that's the Sasha
No,
Bianca.
136 COVID? Because they weren't they 136 COVID?
Yeah, 36 was COVID.
Yeah,
37 was when they came
37 was
back.
half open. It didn't do the whole stadium. Right. Okay, got
Yeah,
you.
but that's when they was in Tampa. 38 was so you point I'm getting at. You go back and look at a lot of these manias, they ain't really witnessed no like legendary WrestleManias until 39 and 40. Dang. Dang, that's tough. So yeah, we actually we gonna do that. We gonna go at some of these kids. Like, what's your like top matches and moments from like y'all childhood? And I'm gonna see what they say. See what they say and come back and compare it, man. Shaq, you got anything for us, bro, before we get out of here?
I really just want to shout out AEW. I know a lot of times we only highlight WWE, but shout out for another dope pay-per-view put on by Tony and them over there.
Go ahead, go ahead.
Well, not a
My
pay per
bad.
view. It was just a
Yeah, I thought it was just
Saturday show.
The pay-per-view. Just like, but I really
No,
want to
it
shout
wasn't a pay
out
per view. Grand Slam wasn't a pay per
MJF.
view.
That if a wrestling fan, if you haven't checked out that Chris Van Fleet interview yet, well, MJF, Chris Van Fleet doesn't do bad interviews, number one, so shout out to him. But I enjoy listening to MJF and how he's able to weave in and out of his characters so effortlessly. You don't know when the character starts and stops and when he's being genuine. And then just like that, how he can just turn the character back on. Like, it's very dope skill to be able to do that. And like, he's young. Like, he said, "Dog, I'm only 29. And I've done all this." He was like, "I still have my whole career ahead of me." The fact that he's only 29, he's already been in movies, had the face of the company and all this and that. There'll be another bidding war by the time that this contract is up again for him to go to WWF or WWE, I should say.
Yeah. Yeah, the next pay-per-view is Evolution, if I'm not mistaken. Am I right about that? Yeah, Grand Slam. That was like an AEW Collision episode, right? Pretty much,
Yeah.
right? Okay. All right. Yes. Yeah, shout out to them, man. We'll go ahead and get out of here, man. Appreciate y'all locking in with us, man. Make sure y'all like and subscribe to the content. We on Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, TikTok, Spotify. Make sure y'all follow us. Make sure y'all comment. We got a video right now, Willie's Wrestling Wish List. We dropped Saturday, as well as we did a Keep 4, Cut 4 Wrestling Catchphrases. We got a Keep 4, Cut 4 of High Flyers coming out, as well as this episode. So make sure y'all like and subscribe. Debate with us, man. Just make sure you know what you're talking about when you debate with us, man.
And be respectful, because some of us curse.
Be respectful, man. But once again, we out. Y'all have a blessed week. Stay safe, man. And we out.
Be blessed, man. Love y'all.
Peace.